Alright, this video will be on removing the speck from your brother's eye, but you have a beam in your own eye. If you really sit and think about that, it seems pretty absurd. And that's why people will correlate it to an over dramatization of the sin factor. Small sin versus a big sin, a beam, a plank versus a speck from that beam or plank. And that is exactly what anyone will get from that topical read. Okay? Topical read. Anyone can do that. Keep that in mind. We were commanded to dig, search, seek, knock. In fact, you don't even have to read the Bible to understand that, okay? I'm not saying that it's not food, but it's right on top. It's the first thing you eat before you dig in. Because as I said, it's not a topical read. And I forget where it's at, but it's said that, will you go out to the deserts to see a reed shaken? It's the root of the reed. You have to dig in. Okay? When I say reed, I was doing what's happening to all of us. I was speaking of an R-E-E-D being shaken. I'm also speaking of an R-E-A-D being shaken. It is not the shaking of that. It is the digging in that you have to do. He told us, his disciples always ask him, why do you speak to them like that? They'll never understand, right? We've all heard that. So back to this beam and speck and why it's been changed here and there throughout time. It used to be a plank. A speck is from the spectrum of light, the false light. It's a small piece of light from the spectrum of the false light. The beam is a beam of light which you have in your eye anytime you have a TV, the computer, the phone, whatever it is from the false light. And in my opinion also means the false alternating current. That's an AC. That's why it has made us all sick as well. Alternating currents are not a good thing. My home, for the very most part, I tried to use no lighting. I opened the windows to get some light or candles. And these LEDs, watch out, most of you that do have ailments, it is from the LED or fluorescence. I have seen this case many times, and young people even, it doesn't matter. If you have those in your house, get them out. When there's no sunlight outside, that means it's time to wind down and go to sleep. That's your mechanisms that the Lord created inside of you for your body to get proper rest and function. You know, He gave us the biggest alarm clock ever, right? The sun comes up. We should be coming up, rising with the sun, and we go down to sleep when it's dark. Now, I know we're forced into time constrictions because of man's clock, his man-made clock, so you can't do that now, most of us. But you can accommodate some of this stuff and improve everything in your life, spiritually, physically, mentally, you name it. If you unaddress yourself from this system. So the beam and the light, or the beam and the speck, you know, the guy that invented these things, his last name is Planck. I think it's Maxwell or Max Planck. Okay, I think it's P-L-A-N-C-K or X-K. These things are all tied in, tethered in. There's nothing new under the sun. It's just the way it is. But you will not know that if you don't dig. Even A person that has never read the Bible knows that if they're full of some kind of sin, that they should be trying to tell someone else that has a little tiny sin how to get it out, if they have a conscience. Most people know that. And the Lord, creator of this place and us, he told us time and time again. And the Lord mocks in the scriptures. He mocks continually. When you hear him mocking, dig in right there, right away. You know? Instantly, you know where to dig in at. So that beam and light, yes, is the false light. That is the Lucifer, the Satan, the reptile, the light giver, as the Masons call him, because he's the giver of wisdom, which wisdom is light to them. A wise dome, wisdom. It's a dome of light over them. And the mathematical equations that equal out these things, such as an alternating current system. The health of this entire place went down the tubes when alternating current was introduced. Day one. If you are having some health conditions, get grounded, please. I'm going to do some more videos on that and how to get even more better ways to do this for your bodies. And I mean, if you're having real troubles and it's real bad, make sure you're not sleeping beside an outlet, because you're absorbing that, okay? And it creates an alternating function in your system. If you have your car and you hook it up to an AC, alternating current, antichrist, alternating currency, it's not going to run properly. But back to the beam and spec thing, what I want to and hope that you will do is dig in way deeper, because I know you brothers and sisters out there have information and will be given and have been given that you can share my direction to and to others, because I want to be sharpened as well. You don't want him to come back. This is the talents, the parable of the talents. When he comes back and says, what did you do with the money I gave you? And that's not what that means at all. Again, that was to basically tell you, hey, it's not about money. Look deeper. Start digging right here. Your talents are the things that you have not left in people's ears or their sight to help them uncover the truth, light, and love that truly exists. So don't do that to yourselves. If you have something that you think is very insignificant, I will guarantee you that it's not, because our Lord put it there, so how could it be insignificant? And it may very well be something that a lot of people already know, but somebody doesn't know it. You got to keep that phrase in mind. One candle lights all candles. This is a fact. But if your candle is burning and you don't light anyone, what did you do? You did. I mean, sooner or later your candle burns out, right? Or lantern, whatever you want to call it. Keep your oils filled, your lanterns filled. You're not going to light anyone. So don't let the Lord come back and have him ask you, what did you do with what I gave you, the talents? And you say, well, I buried them. Well, that's going to be a very sad, incredibly sad day. So start today. Whatever is on your hearts, put it out there, because iron sharpens iron.